Good morning from Prudhoe Island, Friday the 20th of September, I think. Anyway, I was here alone when I went to bed last night, so to speak, and I woke up to two other boats here. Mind you, these guys are in a hurry, so off they go. Been an okay night. I slept pretty well, except I woke at about 2:45. Took a little while to go back to sleep again. But on the whole it was good. I think I was so tired I would have slept on a plank anyway, but that's alright. We've got the dawn sky behind me, the valley there. There's two main peaks or hill systems here on Prudhoe Island. And this bay obviously is the result of the valley that obviously went between them. Well, still does, but a lot of it's underwater now, of course. So the plan today is to leave here probably within the hour or so, simply because the tide's on the turn, and if you saw yesterday's video you can see how strong the tide goes along this coast. It rips along. Nearly ran into a whale that was playing in it. So probably 4 to 5 hours. Looking to go to Noel Island, also in the Beverley group. Prudhoe's also in the Beverley group. They're just a long way apart. So 4 hours, and which means I should have the tide with me the whole way, which would be brilliant. I can feel there is a little breeze, so that might be different too, and brilliant, as opposed to yesterday, which was quite glassy a lot of the time. Anyway, time for that coffee, breakfast, and a leisurely start, unlike those guys who just took off like a bat out of hell. Anyway, more for the rest of the away from Prudhoe. And I'm just heading out towards the tide a little bit there. You can see the line on the water. A little bit choppy on this side, fairly calm on the other. Tide is with us. So I'm just going to try and head into that to hitch a ride. I've just got the main up at the moment until I can see exactly what the wind's going to do. Whether it's going to ride on our clacker, as it were, in which case I might not even bother with a jib for now. Just sort of think I'm probably going to have a jibe in soon, but we got some breeze at least. Doing 4 knots, just literally got everything set up, and goodbye to Prudhoe. One neighbour left there. They thought they were in for some entertainment when I was trying to pull my anchor up. Was a bit challenging because the wind was blowing me back on shore, so it was a case of balancing the engine and the pull on the anchor cable. But yeah, happy days. So far so good. Just coming up to the southern point of Prudhoe Island now. In the distance, Double Islands, if you can see that even. That was one of my destinations that I could have gone to yesterday, but obviously didn't make. Up ahead is Minister Island, which is, I've got to pass that, take it to port. Coming around Prudhoe Island, up here. Night Island. Yeah, so just going along at about 4.3 knots at the moment. I'm not about exactly 4.3 knots. So I'm just waiting to see what happens when I pass the point here, whether the wind develops a bit more of an east component, in which case I'll throw the jib out. But at the moment it's right on my tail, and all it's going to do is flap. I don't have a pole to put it out, which is probably something I need to look at for next time. But just lazing along at 4.5 knots now, and it's getting warm already. It's 8:16 in the morning, and feeling some good warmth. And of course, so are my solar panels. Yeah, bring on the power, bring it on. Look at that sun on the water there. It's not too bad out here, really. I don't care what they say. Yeah, I mentioned before that I was going to go into that tidal rip. But it actually went more to the west than I really wanted to, so I actually ended up back in the backwater of the island. I think I'm just about to hit the other side of that rip now, well, the rip coming from the other side of the island, so it'll be interesting to see what we do now. You can see the waves here basically reacting to it. Doing 3.7 knots now. Let's see what happens, if anything. You can hear the water just not boiling away, but yeah, all the little wavelets falling on each other. So you can see the wind over tide. Yep, the boat just tried to go to the right. Steer it back. You get all sorts of whirlpools and eddies and all sorts of stuff. So doing 4 knots. Yeah, 3.9. Okay. Gonna make a liar out of me. That's alright. I can take it. Yeah, maybe it's a bit of a back eddy, so yeah, the island has all sorts of effects on the wind and the tide, basically. So once you get away from the island a bit further, you start to get sort of clear air and clear tide, which is good if it's going with you. It's brilliant. If not, yeah, you want to find those eddies and go the other way. 4.2 knots now, 4.3 knots. And 4.4 knots, back to 4.4. So we're getting a bit of a benefit from it, basically. So better with us than a Guinness, eh? Well, that's too early for a Guinness anyway. 4.6 knots now. And yeah, it says the true wind speed's about 10 knots, but you never really feel it. 4.7. So yeah, we're starting to pick up the benefit of it now. We're still in the disturbed water. The boat's going this way and that way and some other way until it settles into sort of just clear, uninterrupted current. Okay, sorry, radio interruption, but that's all good. Okay, 4.8. I'll take that. Quite happy with that, just on the main. I think I might have to jibe actually, which is actually, 5 knots, there we go. Okay, so we've picked up about still increasing, so yeah, gotta have a free ride is nice. Coming this way, I think. Oh, pilot whale, I think. So I'm enjoying this purchase that I got in Mackay. Not cheap, but I think it works very well. I'm noticing that my battery is topped right off already, and it's 10:30 in the morning. It held the fridge all night, plus the anchor light, so it was still well in the green when I got up, which is great news. The other good news is I thought, have we got enough power? Maybe George can start working for us again. And he is. So far so good. It is very good to be able to walk away from the wheel. Now, looking behind us, or almost behind us, Prudhoe Island back there. Now, you sort of think, why the heck is it that angle when you came from there? But the tide's more going across my course than either with or against me. So, I'm having to lay in quite a bit of deviation to allow for that current. Otherwise I get washed downrange. So yeah, just makes you go the long way around. So we're basically crabbing our way across here. Not much wind to speak of. Double island, but hey, it's nice to be able to walk away from the wheel and do other stuff. Read a book even. Yes, love it, love it. I think we can just see the mainland over there, and Minister Island and the other islands I'm heading for. I should be hitting the rumb line again, RUMB, in which case then I'll deviate downwind a bit more to make some progress across there. So, but yeah, slowly getting closer. I'm only doing about 2 to 3 knots at the moment. Not a lot of wind. Whoa, there goes another pilot whale. I assume that's what it is. Yeah, maybe help me get in the harbour, eh? Here's Minister's Island by George. In front of is Renew Islet and Jack Rock. I suppose Jack Rocks, eh? Yeah. And looks like Curlew in the distance. I think I mentioned Curlew earlier and I think I had it completely wrong. So yeah, nothing new about that though, is there? Yeah, interesting seeing what I think were pilot whales come past before. Double Island. Cruisy day, not going very fast. I think the wind will come up a little bit more. That's okay. I'm getting things done because I'm not stuck behind the wheel. Well, I am behind it now, but I can go away and do things. You can hear George, so long as I don't cut out the sound because of the wind. Yes. Anyway, starting to resolve well in the islands. It's quite hazy, so there's a lot of moisture in the air. Humid, Queensland, that's it. George takes the work out of sailing, doesn't he? That's Prudhoe back behind us. Got a northeasterly breeze, Double Island, Jack Rock, Renew Islet, Minister Island, Beverlack Island, Hull Island, and we'll talk about the others later. Still going great here. Panel's just getting hammered by the sun, which is brilliant. So just doing a little cruise along. Not much of a breeze, but it's the right way at least, so can't really complain about that. Well, here we are, just coming down the islands of the Beverley group. Minister Island behind me, and Beverlack and Hull, and can't remember the others. And the one I'm going to, Noel, should be straight ahead. Yeah, I'm just enjoying having this autopilot going. I guess I need a sunny day for it to work, but hey, it's working then. Bloody brilliant. Go up here while the boat's cruising. Yeah, I know, foredeck needs a clean. And yeah, look at that. Beautiful. And of course this view. Look at that. Woohoo! Perfect day. Very nice. And go up here even. This isn't a bad place to sit either. 15 minutes before the mast. I think it's supposed to be years, but anyway, that's okay. Noel Island up ahead. Those islands are indistinguishable, so I don't know which is which, because they're all sort of in front of each other. So, gonna go and check out the first anchorage at Noel. I have a suspicion that the weather might be blowing straight onto it, so it might go round to the bay on the right side. Right side. And see what it looks like there. Anyway, back to the driving. Just approaching Noel Island now, and the anchorage looks like it should be okay actually, because there's a headland out there that sort of comes out fair way and then hooks around. So yeah, we could be all right here. Nice. Yeah, nice for all these different islands around the place. It's funny to think we're actually heading almost due east, so away from the mainland, if you like, as we go further out towards the outer islands. Basically, that'll mean that we can leapfrog our way to Townsend Island, Peninsula, whatever it happens to be, later on down the track. Anyway, let's nose in here and see what we see. Okay, looking good so far. There's a lot of activity in the water there. Tidal rush, I guess, so just can't quite get a gauge on how deep the day is. Well, deep into the land rather than the depth of the water. That's both important. Well, hi. I'm on the move again. Yeah, that anchorage was not panning out very well. There were a couple of bommies in there, rock reefs and stuff like that. And I had to go too far from the shore to get away from them, which sort of almost negated its usefulness, because I think they happen to spread basically. So I'm going to have a look at the back here. Doesn't say anything about an anchorage here. But yeah, go and have a look. Otherwise, there are other islands around. We've still got till sunset. It's daylight quiet. So just keep away from those couple of big rock marbles there that look like they can roll down at any time. And we're just coming round in the leeward end of the island now, so away from the winds. But whether it has actually got a place where you can safely drop an anchor remains to be seen. Looks interesting, though. I think that's actually Digby Island, maybe? That or it might even be worth checking out as well. Let's see what's in this bay to start with. It would be ideally positioned for the wind. Yeah, I love these rocks at the end here. Amazing formations. There's very little information about this cove, as it were. So we're in 20 meters at the moment. So looking good. Yeah, so this is the cove at the bottom of the island. That's the channel between Noel and what I assume is Digby without looking at the map right now. Yeah, it's an interesting looking cove. Very rocky, so it just leads me to believe maybe there are a few rocks on the bottom. Who knows? Let's go and check it out. Okay, we'll reset the anchor now. It's 5.8 meters under the keel. So I'm letting out a fair bit of cable. I've done a cruise around the bay here, and it seems to be free of obstructions, bommies and the like. And it's actually a little bit more shelf. That's coming through. It's sunset already, mind you. Oh well, can't have everything. So, yeah, getting some close. Very well. So, it looks like a nice sandy bottom, so that's what I'm not from the account. Yeah. Thank you for watching another Fast Forward to Queensland video. As always, don't forget to like, comment on YouTube and subscribe to Dawn Radar.